You know, like I said earlier today, there was going to be a lot of wrestling going on, okay? And what I saw tonight on NXT Takeover New Orleans, holy fucking shit. Where do I even start? It's like everything across this board to what I saw was damn near perfect, if you want to say. From where everything was placed, from what match was where, to what you saw, everything was like literally insanity out there tonight in New Orleans. And I've watched a couple wrestling events here and there, and I've saw some great ones too. And once again, NXT killed it tonight. When is NXT Takeover ever that bad? Okay, like literally, because one way somehow they just put on great matches. And I look at WrestleMania tomorrow night. Are they even gonna keep up with NXT? Hell, I haven't even seen Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor yet, which I plan to do. Hopefully it's uploaded after this review, and I can avoid as much spoilers as possible and see how great that is. I wouldn't be surprised if they outdo WrestleMania tomorrow night. But this reminds me of a couple of years ago, back 2016, WrestleMania 32, I thought was trash, and NXT TakeOver Dallas, Texas, killed it, okay? And once again, NXT murdered it again. First off, they had, I don't know who this was, it was a band, or it was a band called Cane Hill. It was a performance to open up the show. Since WWE doesn't use pyro, I guess they came up, and I guess Triple H must use a lot of bands for this. But we kicked it off with the North American Championship, 6-way ladder match. Adam Cole, EC3, Lars Sullivan, Velveteen Dream, Killian Dane, and Ricochet. This was madness, okay? Ricochet was the last one to come out. Probably had one of the biggest pops of the night, by far, when he came out. But this match here was insane, okay? This is probably one of my favorite matches, and this is the first match, and I was already counting this match of the night. Okay, first off, when Ricochet, the guy crazy as he is, doing a shooting star right off the top rope, kind of like a triangle one, landing on both Killian Dane and Lars Sullivan, was insane. EC3 coming in. EC3, I thought he did good, but I feel like he was somewhat faded in the match a lot. I don't know if it's because of the people he was in the ring with, but I still think he was good. But I feel like he had a favorable, like he had a good reaction when he came out. Two of the biggest, probably three of the biggest MVPs of the match, if you ask me tonight, were Lars Sullivan and Killian Dane, which pretty much murdered everybody in this whole match, and Ricochet for the crazy moves he does, especially from the ladder. When they push Ricochet off the ladder, he just pretty much does a moonsault and lands on everybody on the outside of the ring. Velveteen Dream hitting purple rainmakers on everybody and doing a very giant purple rainmaker off the top rope onto I believe it was Lars Sullivan, which was insane. There was like, dude, what do I get again? Adam Cole super kicking the fuck out of everybody, saying Adam Cole, baby. EC3, there was like almost like a power bomb in a way. It was kind of popped the crowd. No, that's a power bomb, but I think EC3 did 1%, but Cole stopped him as he went up the ladder then, and even hit a TK3 from the ladder up top. That was pretty good. What other spots that was just insane? Both Dane and Sullivan pretty much in like their power moves, like on one through the ladder. I believe Sullivan hit the freak accident on, was it Ricochet, on through. They pretty much both hit their like big finishers and went through ladders, breaking both the ladders, which was insane. That was pretty crazy. Ricochet doing some, I couldn't even name the movie he did, but like just he was getting tossed around like crazy, and then coming back with a shooting star press from a fallen ladder going outside. Then that was pretty crazy also. Even when all three of the guys kind of got up to the ladder, then I already talked about the bridge ladder part where the guys went through the ladders and stuff. But even when they climbed up the ladders, which was insane, they pretty much was knocking each other off. And even when Sullivan was climbing up the ladder, Ricochet pretty much grabbed onto him, and the ladders pretty much fell down. Then Velveteen Dream He hit a cutter from the ladder, which I believe he started bleeding on his eye, but I think it was with the part when he was on the ladder with when they did that powerbomb thing off the ladder, and Ricochet was gonna do something, but I believe Cole knocked him down for it, and Sullivan was just bleeding on the side of his face after they did that freak accident. He gave Killian Dane off the ladder, and he started bleeding on the side of his face. And when it kind of came near the end, Ricochet was looking, he's about to win the match, going for the belt. But Adam Cole, which I actually glad I got this match right and predicting it, pretty much picking up the win. I was either gonna go with Cole or Dream, but I said Adam Cole's got to win this one. Crowd goes insane. Okay, this match was amazing. It was one perfect way to kick off the show. Like I said before, the MVPs out of this match was Killian Dane, Lars Sullivan, and Ricochet. I just loved what they did, and everybody did great. But that was, in my opinion, was the MVPs of the match. I was glad Adam Cole won. So it is, like I said, it was the first match tonight, and people just going, "Please don't die!" Holy shit, this is awesome! Before the match even began, one of my favorite matches of the night. Okay, this is probably one of my best matches of the night, really. Next was Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler, and I get that Ember Moon had a band for her entrance. I don't know who was singing the song, but they could have did this second. I don't care what anybody says. The champion isn't supposed to come out first before the challenger, and I'm sure a lot of people agree with that. That's why I was so confused when the champion came out first, and that kind of already told me she was going to lose the match, but going against Baszler. It kind of, I say, it did kind of cool off the crowd a little after the insanity of the ladder match, and I said, this is a tough act to follow. Okay, this was literally tough to follow right after the ladder match, but this was a good match. I thought it was good. I know a lot of people say Ronda Rousey could learn something throughout this match because Baszler is learning. Most people say through psychology and how she sold through the match and the storytelling of it. Mostly, there was a lot of submissions, and I didn't get why. Well, yes, because her shoulder got hurt in the arm at first, but Baszler, when I didn't know what she did. She just started. I guess she was trying to pop her shoulder back into place. So she popped it slamming it into the turnbuckle, and that was pretty good. That wasn't bad. I didn't understand, like, does she pop her shoulder or something? But it was pretty good. Moon, which was doing everything she could, hitting her own submissions and stomping on, targeting Baszler's arm throughout the whole match. But when she went for her eclipse move, she hit one outside and she hit one in the ring. But next thing you know, Baszler pretty much hits that clutch, the chokehold in. And Moon looked like she tried to do the gas for life and get to the ropes, but she kind of faded out, and Baszler won. And it was by ref stoppage. But here was the thing that really confused me: why didn't the referee raise Ember Moon's arm up like about 3 times? That's what's usually supposed to happen until you call for like a submission in a match, if I'm right. Because I'm saying the referee didn't really raise like I said, the referee did not raise Ember Moon's arm like multiple times up in the air to tell if she was gonna give up or not. But I guess Moon just passed out, and she didn't really realize till later on. Baszler pretty much celebrated with both Ronda Rousey. He was a Justin Sky. I'm sorry if I don't remember the other woman's name that was with Ronda Rousey. I'm sorry, Jasmine Duke, I believe it is. So Baszler got the win. Now, does Ember Moon go to the main roster? I'm not really sure. I want to say it could be a rematch in the future, but I'm not really sure if that was going to happen. I don't know if she's going to be on Raw or she'll show up on SmackDown. We know a lot of these NXT women are going to be in this whole Battle Royale tomorrow night on WrestleMania. And my friend told me that he thinks she's going to win. I really couldn't give a shit about that Battle Royale. Whoever wins, wins. But I don't know if this is the last time we'll see Ember Moon on NXT before she's moved up to the main roster. But it was a good match. It was just really a tough act to follow after the crazy ladder match. Next was Undisputed Era, where Adam Cole had to replace Bobby Fish because I believe he has a torn ACL, be out for months. Cole and O'Reilly versus the Authors of Pain, and Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong for the NXT Tag Titles and the Dusty Rhodes Classic Trophy. Pretty much Cole, was literally powerbombed through the table by the Authors of Pain. So you didn't really see Cole throughout the rest of this match. Freaking Riley with this crazy martial art combo on Dunn was insane. Strong going in trying to hit. Oh, one spot I did like was the triangle choke. I believe O'Reilly had on Strong, and then go for a knee bar on both on one of the Authors of Pain. So he's pretty much hitting a double submission on both, but I don't know if it was Razor or not. Pretty much hit a power bomb on Pete Dunne on to break the whole double submission move going on. They were really going at the Authors of Pain, mostly Strong and Dunne. Dunne pretty much hitting a whole bunch of punches on trying to knock out one of the Authors of Pain. Then next you know, O'Reilly and Dunne go at it, punching each other several times. Strong was able to hit a... But by the way, I didn't know it was that easy to pick up the Authors of Pain, but Strong was just picking up these guys like crazy, hitting with an angle slam out there and stuff. O'Reilly tried to hit a backbreaker. He got hit with a German suplex and tried to no-sell it, but fell out of there. Strong and Dunne pretty much hit a double, like it was like the bitter end and end of Heartache at the same time, but one Authors of Pain pretty much broke with the pin after that. And when it kind of came into the end, the ending of the match, pretty much Roderick Strong betrayed Pete Dunne. After Pete Dunne hit the bitter end on Kyle O'Reilly, Strong came in and hit the end of Heartbreak, which pretty much shocked the crowd. Because, Roderick Strong, I think people really were shocked by him because I didn't think anybody expected him to go heel. And it was very surprising because I thought he just got a good reaction. He didn't really get that much of a monster pop out there like the others. And not everybody had a monster pop. They had a big pop. But he just kind of had like a good reaction. But I was very surprised that he turned on Pete Dunne. And pretty much Kyle O'Reilly retained the titles. And now Roderick Strong is now part of the Undisputed Era. I think it's kind of funny, but I understand in a way that they put all these former Ring of Honor guys together in a team together. So I just, I don't know, I find that funny for some reason, that they just finally teamed all these guys together. And Bobby Fish is going to be gone for a long time, so I think they just put Strong to replace Bobby Fish, since we only have two of these guys then, and somebody's got to tag with Kyle O'Reilly, because now Adam Cole, what's he going to do? He's going to defend the tag titles and the North American Championship, because he had, like I said, he had to do double duty, but he was gone throughout most of the match because he went through that table. So yeah, pretty much Undisputed Era won both the tag titles and the Dusty Rhodes trophy. I actually expected one of the Authors of Pain to take the pinfall, but they did not. Where did the Authors of Pain go from here? I'm assuming they're going to show up on Raw, SmackDown at this point. I thought they probably would have took the pin, but don't be surprised if they do show up on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. We'll have to find out and see, but hey, you never know. They probably will be back on NXT this week, but it was a good match, but the crowd was into it, but they weren't into it at the same time. I think for the shock value at the end, the crowd really was hyped up for it. But I'm not saying the crowd was cooling down, and it was still a good match. Don't get me wrong about that, but they were kind of cooling down a little, especially after that crazy ladder match. Next thing you know, the NXT Championship is on the line. I thought it would have been the main event, but now that I think about it, I guess it wasn't. Aleister Black going against Andrade Cien Almas. Andrade pretty much having that La Sombra mask he had when he was in Los Ingobernables. I don't know if they had to wear the hat for some reason. Not De Japón, but once again, another great match. Even though it was predictable, and I'm sure we all knew who was going to win, this was great, okay? This was a great match. Not a lot bad to say about it. Black pretty much going in on Almas as soon as the match went in, going crazy, hitting the moonsault outside the ring off the turnbuckle. Zelina Vega was getting involved multiple times, hitting Hurricane Rana's out of nowhere. Even when Almas tried to get the title, she was able to hit another Hurricane Rana, even doing the foot stomp off the top rope onto the floor. Black this was kind of saying Black, he was about to go for a black mask, but Almas pretty much kicked him in the back head, which was crazy. Even Vega had blocked Black from hitting the triangle moonsault on him and everything. That was another crazy spot. And they tried it was almost about to be the same spot they kind of did when he went against Gargano after he hit him with both knees off the on the outside of the ring on the apron. He tried to hit him with the hammerlock DDT, but it did not work. Black pretty much came in with the Top Con Hilo on the outside of it then. and he threw him back in the ring. He did hit him with a hammerlock, but it did not work. Vega pretty much jumped off the rope. Well, I swear that Zelina Vega was getting involved in this match multiple times. Pretty much tried to jump Black, but landed in Almas. Almas caught her until he pretty much got hit with a black mass. Aleister Black, new NXT champion. So, like I said, even though this was very predictable, this was still a great match. It was enjoyable. Will he be called up to the main roster after this? I don't know. Because Aleister Black has had a very... Aleister Black, Andrade Cien Almas has had a rough time at NXT until, they finally know what to do with him now. Because before when they brought him in, what did they do? Make him to a Chippendales dancer, and that, it looked like, and that didn't even go out well. And I felt like they could have kept the mask on him, but I was just really surprised when he won the championship, and the best thing they done was give him Zelina Vega, which they just kind of play off really well off of each other, and it has worked better for him. And he had a great match with McIntyre, a very great match of the year with Johnny Gargano, and another great match with Andrade Cien Almas. If they move him to the main roster, what show would you put him on? Raw or SmackDown? Listen, I don't trust a lot of these NXT guys going to the main roster because we kind of know what happens. But when this goes down, we really do know what happens, people. And we've seen it. I don't even want to go down a list of names of people that went from NXT in the main roster and how they fucked them up. Like, trust me, I can name a handful of guys right now, but I'm sure you get the thing. Would they know what to do with him on the main roster? I'd hope so, but knowing the WWE in the main roster, somehow, some way, they would know how to fuck this up. Okay, this is WWE, people. This is NXT we're talking about, but apart from the WWE, it's the main roster. It's totally two different worlds. Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano in the main event. Unsanctioned match. Holy fucking shit, this match. This crowd, folks. The atmosphere. Everything. Ciampa coming out with this coat and literally people chanting, "You suck. Fuck you, Ciampa." None of the audio was being messed with. It was just crazy. People, genuine heel heat, folks. Like, you don't see a lot of this type of heel heat. It's not a lot of guys that have that big heel heat like Ciampa had tonight, and it was just crazy. Like, fuck you, Ciampa, asshole. Before the match even began, I loved it. It was great. Gargano comes out, super monster pop, pretty much. And I guess I should also add another note. The referee was only one tonight in this match. This is Unsanctioned. He wore black gloves and like a black referee shirt, not like the regular referee shirt. So that was very different. Gargano and Ciampa was just killing it out there. Okay, everything from beginning to ending was just fucking crazy. Mauro Ranallo on commentary, awesome. Even saying that Ciampa is a sick son of a bitch. People chanting "Mamma Mia." Gargano just going in. Ciampa going on Gargano's back. They even pulled from the under the barricade, hit the concrete floor, pulling off the barricade under the floor was just insane. Where else do I go? The table spot looked crazy as they threw each other across the table, and there were more "fuck you, Ciampa" chants. And Ciampa put Gargano through like I don't ever know what that lid is made of, with the logo on for the announce table, but I guess it's made out of wood or something. They start brawling with each other again. Next thing you know, people are chanting, "You're a wanker." I laughed at that. "You're a wanker." And then out of nowhere, Ciampa took some crutches off of some fan, which probably was a Planet fan anyways, that was injured with a Johnny Gargano shirt on. He takes the crutches and he's about to hit Gargano with it, but he just kept dodging, but it did not work, and Gargano was able to get pretty much not the crutch. He was able to get the crutch and start hitting with it, but then he was able to somewhat power bomb him onto the unexposed sunset flip on the unexposed concrete floor, which the fans start chanting, "You deserve it, you deserve it," which was crazy. Then they started having a tug of war over the crutch, who was gonna get it. Gargano was able to get it before Ciampa. Ciampa knew he fucked up, and then he just started beating the shit out of Ciampa with that crutch, hitting the DDT off the top rope. Was gonna go for the long dart thing once he pulled off the exposed turnbuckle, but Ciampa just kind of came back at him and even hit him with the DIY kick finisher on Gargano. Gargano still kicked out. Gargano was about to hit him with the Gargano escape, but that did not work. Even though I know he did that Franken driver, that looked pretty botchy. That was pretty bad. But even Ciampa, even when he tried to get to the ropes, but you had to remember you couldn't get to the ropes. It's an unsanctioned match, so the ropes did not work either way. But like I said, I still liked it when Ronaldo still called Ciampa a sadistic son of a bitch after he pretty much raked the eyes of Gargano. When he had his submission in there. Next thing you know, even Ciampa tried to use his wrist tape to choke Gargano. Gargano was able to dodge it, and they started punching each other several times until he got kicked in the balls. Ciampa started hitting Gargano with the with the crutch after that, then, which was insane. And then he hit him with a Project Ciampa, still kicked out of the Project Ciampa. That was crazy. Gargano was able to even hit Ciampa into the exposed turnbuckle, hit him with a crazy super kick, and then a DIY finisher. Still a near fall. People chanting NXT several times. That was crazy, even to the top rope. And I swear I thought this was going to be over right here. Once that Project Ciampa happened from the top rope, I thought he was dead, okay? I thought it was over, like a super Project Ciampa. Didn't work still. And then Ciampa took off the knee brace, and I guess was going to do the DIY finisher again. But Gargano was able to hit the... he was gonna, like, Ciampa kept looking at him, and Gargano was pretty much dodged and took the knee brace, started hitting Ciampa's knee with it, then exposing that there. And then Gargano, once he got Ciampa down, he just had the crutch. He was gonna hit him with it, and then next thing you know, Gargano stops. I was like, why didn't he hitting him? And this is where I think Gargano was about to lose the match. I was like, okay, it's done. Gargano's about to lose. He's probably gonna go to the main roster now at this point. Because I'm like, why didn't he hit him with it? And I guess he didn't want to hurt his friend. Like, he was going to, like, Ciampa looked like he was about to cry. And Gargano, like, he was going to regret it. And he started about to sit down with him. Like, oh, what are we going to do? Are we just about to be friends and walk out of the match? Come on, we've been building this for a year. It would have been surprising, yes. But I even had one of those, like, well, what the hell is this going on right now? I just really thought Ciampa was about to win right here and beat Gargano. Because Gargano hesitated. It's like, okay, he fucked up. He's hesitated this whole thing, and now he's about to lose the match. But Gargano tried to, but Ciampa tried to hit him with the knee brace out there with a cheap shot. But Gargano saw it coming. He pretty much hit him into the a submission after that. I'm not sure it wasn't the Gargano escape, but. He even tried to get the knee brace to hit Gargano with it, but Gargano took the knee brace and started putting it across Ciampa's face and put him into that submission, making him tap out, and it was over. Gargano won the match. Just fucking insane. It was just great. Crowd goes nuts. Candice LeRae comes out and celebrate. So we will see Johnny Gargano a little bit more in NXT for the time being. I don't think he was going to go to the main roster. That's why I kept kind of predicting Gargano was going to win, because he had to get the big payback on Ciampa. We've been building this for a year. Ciampa's been one-upping him several times, cheap shots, attacking him, costing him the NXT Championship. But now Gargano finally got the big revenge, the big payback. Listen, this match told an incredible story, okay? This was just a great story. The match was just awesome. The atmosphere was just awesome. Fans chanting, fuck you, Ciampa. This was just the main event, and it deserved to be in the main event. At first, I was like, why is the NXT title not the main event? But this definitely deserved this unsanctioned match. Once again, I would probably put this as a match of the year category. If it's two matches, I could say that was the best matches of tonight. Was the ladder match and the Unsanctioned match. Those were like probably my best matches of the night. Even I'm now I don't want to go on a limb and put in the match of the year category. The Unsanctioned match, yes. Ladder match, I'm not really sure all the way yet. And mostly every match was really great. I'm not even gonna count them out too. I still think out of the weakest ones in a way, it had to be between either the women's match or the tag team match, the triple threat tag team. And stuff. So that, in my opinion, those were like, I would say, some of the weakest ones. Not the weakest, but I'm debating on which one was a little bit weaker than the other. The NXT title match itself was great. Even though it was very predictable, it was still a great. Aleister Black wins. Does almost move up to the main roster. Do a lot of these people move up to the main roster tonight after what we saw? Will we see them on Raw? Will we see them on SmackDown? Authors of Pain, Ember Moon? I don't really know where a lot of these people are going to go Monday or Tuesday. Hell, they may even show up on Mania tomorrow night for all I know. Listen, like I said at the beginning, WrestleMania is really going to have to do good tomorrow night to keep up with this. WrestleMania is going to be a very long show tomorrow night, people. I'm sitting here for like 4 o'clock in the afternoon to damn near 10, 11 o'clock at night, okay? I'm going to be sitting for a very long ass time. It's only a few matches I'm really interested. And like I said before in many other videos, in the prediction video, they haven't had a lot of good build up to a lot of these matches this year for Mania. Like I said a couple years ago, Takeover Dallas, once they killed WrestleMania 32, and I wouldn't be surprised if they kill WrestleMania 34 this year. Right now, NXT killed it, and I haven't even, like I said in the beginning of the video, I haven't even seen Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor yet, and I am avoiding as much spoilers as possible. But even I can tell that's probably going to be a better show than Mania tomorrow night. Listen, there's been a lot of wrestling events this weekend. From, I said, like the Lucha Underground versus Impact thing. I saw what was really good. Fuck Alberto, since they fired him now. I even checked out that Joey Janela's spring break thing. That was freaking big, okay? And that was like late at night. I was getting to 3 a.m. and I kind of went to sleep and I didn't see everything. But to what I saw, that was insane, okay? But listen, NXT Takeover. Watch this show. If you don't watch it, I don't know what to say about you, okay? Watch this freaking show. You will enjoy it, alright? Literally. Just watch every single piece of it. Especially the ladder match and the main event, the Unsanctioned match, okay? This was insane. We had some new champions crowned tonight. Just a lot of new champions crowned tonight, okay? A lot of titles that changed tonight. Awesome matches, everything, alright? Just freaking insane. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen on Mania tomorrow night, but they're really going to have to step up their ball game for NXT. And, you know, whatever Triple H does with NXT, they never fail to deliver. They always deliver every time they do an NXT takeover. Every whatever month or year it is, or whatever show, they always deliver. Okay? So, I am out of here. Please check out my live reactions tonight for NXT Takeover New Orleans. We will be back tomorrow night for WrestleMania. I am, like I said for earlier in the video, right after this review, I am going to see if they have uploaded Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor right now. I'm trying to avoid as much spoilers as possible. So yeah, I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.